Today, let's walk through the steps of how you can make your own curtains. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today I'm going to be showing you how we can make some curtains. So I got this curtain rod off Amazon, and I have this extra fabric and I think would be really pretty for curtains just like this. So with the bar, I'm going to need to measure the length of the curtain for how long I want it, as well as the width of the window. So you can see I have these measurements here, and then I'm going to divide it in half if I wanted 2 curtains, and then I will be adding a seam allowance on as well. So for my curtain all the way across for the window, it was 47 inches. The cat wanted to play with this fabric so much. So what I did was I laid out my fabric and then I doubled it, and then I'm going to be cutting 2 panels. So since it was 47 inches across, I decided to do 2 panels that were 30 inches. That way they were a little bit larger and I could be able to overlap them if needed. And then I just did the length of the window plus about 5 or 6 inches so that it could be slightly longer. And I repeated this for 1 panel, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing for cutting out a second panel as well, so that I can get both of those curtains up and ready to go. Now, to actually finish off this material, as I'm using this very kind of silky thin material, I am going to be doing a rolled hem. So I'm using my serger, where we use 3 threads and we tighten the upper looper, loosen the lower looper, change this to a rolled hem, and then I turn off the little knife portion and then a very small stitch. And as you can see, this is the normal stitch, and then when we have this nice rolled hem, it gives it a very narrow effect, and it looks really nice. It's a really great way to finish off fabric like this if you have a serger. Now, if you don't have a serger, you could definitely just do a rolled hem on your sewing machine, or you could do whatever, like a French seam if you would like to finish it off as well. I just found this was a really easy and fast way and would work perfectly for finishing off the edges of my material, and was a really fun way to use my serger. So now I'm going to repeat all of that for the second panel, so going around all 4 edges of the curtain and finishing them off using that rolled hem. So it's a really fast and easy approach. You just have to go slow and steady, and you are able to finish off all of those edges. So now with that done, it is time to essentially create the little loop where our curtain rod will be going through. So I folded my curtain panel, and then I'm just going to be pinning about 3 inches down from that fold. So this is again this at like 30 inch all the way across. That's what I'm folding over, and then I have that little mark about 3 inches down, and I'm just going to be sewing about an inch long seam across. You could go all the way across if you wanted, but you really do not have to, and I found this gave it a really simplistic feel. So I'm just going to be taking a straight stitch for about 1 inch inward. So I'm using my sewing machine, so going back to the sewing machine versus the serger, and I'm just taking that 1 inch on this one side, and then I will be repeating this straight seam on the other side about 1 inch in as well. So back stitching both the beginning and the end, just making sure that the fabric is essentially tacked and stays in place so that we have the opening where the curtain rod will be going through. So this is a very simple process. I found that it worked really well and was really quick way to make the curtains. And then once I did this for 1 curtain panel, I just repeated this for the second panel. So once you have it all nice and trimmed, this is what that stitch looks like. It looks really nice. You almost can't even see it because of how small it is, but now I'm just going to repeat this for the second panel. And now it is time to add the curtain rod. So I have the curtain rod here, and then I have my 2 curtain panels. So I'm just going to be putting them onto the curtain rod using that little opening that we created. As you can see, it lays very nicely, and then repeating this for the second panel. And now our curtains are ready to go. I thought that these were so quick and so fun to make. I love how they turned out, and I do think that it's going to be a really nice way to just deflect some of the sun that comes into this room. Let me know your tips and tricks for making curtains if you are going to try this out. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.